Hello, my lovely Leos. Welcome to your soulmate reading for April-May 2020. Your happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic, satisfying soulmate contract reading for April-May 2020. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. President of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and Leo rising. Don't be shook. Don't be shocked. Of course I'm Leo rising. If you're new to my channel, though, please do like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, because I'm putting out content pretty much every single day, live streamed or recorded video, oh wow, all sorts of people are messaging me at the moment. Sorry about that. They're not getting in right now. I'm working. And by all means, feel free to comment in the comment section below. It's very distracting what's going on my laptop in front of me. But I'm going to ignore it. Why? Because it's our time together, Leos, shall we? So that being said, let's get down to business. This is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what does not, and check your other signs. That's why I do Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for all of my relationship-based readings, particularly soulmate contracts. Because I think it's a good idea for me to clarify that soulmates and twin flames are not the same thing. They are both soul contracts, just like apples and bananas are both fruits, but they're not the same thing, right? They taste differently. You know, one of them you can eat the peel, the other you can't. One of them has edible appeal, one does not. One, apparently you can smoke the peel, but I've never tried, oddly enough, considering I'm Generation X, but there you have it, right? So what we're looking at here, the bottom line of a soulmate contract, is that you help each other heal. And of course you have more than one. And of course they're not all sexual romantic, but these readings are specifically for the sexual romantic soulmate contract, because we've been working on these lifetimes after lifetime after lifetime to try and get it right. And boy, could the planet use some happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual lovers helping each other heal, because that's just going to bless the quantum field in a way like nothing else quite can. So that being said, there are a couple of links in the description box below, a video from me and a video by the spiritual teacher Matt Kahn you might want to check out to get the definition of what a twin flame and a soulmate is, because so often they appear to be the same thing and they're not. They're radically different in my opinion, having had both. That being said, let's get down to business. We're looking at this like a contract. We're going to have party number one over here. We're calling them the divine feminine. Over here, party number two, we're calling that the divine masculine. Has nothing to do with biological gender, sexual preference, or anything like that. Has more to do with energetic dynamic. I would prefer calling it divine yin, divine yang, but that would take me longer to explain because that's Eastern, not Western. So how about if you focus on your breath and I be mindful of my breath, I'll be able to bring you as much clarity, guidance, and grace as I can, scanning the quantum field for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs to check out your contracts, and you can really be in the present moment, taking what resonates, leaving what doesn't. All the decks that I read are in the description box at the very bottom. I am a Virgo. I give good description box. So go have a look-see-dooksy. Other than that, we're going to start with Caroline Mace archetype deck to get one for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine, and we are off to the races. Take a nice deep breath. We're going to start with my collective pantheons to get these archetypal patterns. Please, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, one card for the divine feminine and one card for the divine masculine in this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic, soulmate contract for April and May 2020. There's our Divine Feminine, and one please for the Divine Masculine. That was pretty painless. Took me a while to get there. I'm shuffling the crap out of these cards, so I don't see repeats. So if a repeat comes up, I'll know it's meant to be that way. Shall we? Before I look at who our happy couple here is, keep in mind archetypes can be triggery, right? Because there's the shadow and the light side of it. Archetypes are essentially neutral. The shadow and light balance themselves out, so they're not positive, they're not negative. But the shadow side is supposed to be triggery. It's the stuff that you don't want to look at, what's a trigger, something you don't want to look at. But it shows you the content that the soulmate contract, that's hard to say, is how you're helping each other heal. And it doesn't matter whether you've met yet or not, right? I understand where we are on planet Earth. I'm not talking about it specifically because we're not allowed to on YouTube as content creators, and that's fine. I get why. They're trying to keep misinformation to a minimum. I'm down with that. Ooh, this is a very interesting couple too. But get that you're shooting for the light aspect. So regardless of when you meet, how you meet, these are some of the energetic dynamics in play for April and May that you're helping each other heal, even if you haven't met yet. And if you have met, if you're perhaps already together, then this will give you some insight into what's going on. Cool? Because we've got the Divine Feminine Pioneer and the Divine Masculine Healer archetype, which is very exciting. The Pioneer is from the creative family of archetype, and the Healer from the healing family of archetype. How rebellious of that to be that way. Not at all. So I'm going to read what's written on these cards, the shadow and the light, so that you kind of get what's going on in each of your individual archetypal contract that you're helping each other heal. Now, you may not be immediately identifying with either one in particular. You may be finding both to have some charge for you, particularly the healer. A lot of us are healers. But that's okay. We've got 17 cards to hit the table. These are just the first two. So the shadow attribute of the Pioneer, compulsive need to keep moving on. Yeah, remember, the Divine Feminine can be a guy, right? Because we usually feel that compulsive need to keep moving on in a relationship, to be more the Y chromosome end of things, but not always, obviously. But that Pioneer, you can see it's like, okay, we pioneered that. That's the next thing. What's the next thing? Almost an addictive nature to keep moving on. The light attribute, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before, which is very exciting, which is why I feel like the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic soulmate contract, I don't know that we've ever really had them full force on the planet before, right? Like, they're always tragic, right? They always end tragically in other lives. And we've had so many close calls in this life, and twin flames that appeared to be soulmates but ended up being twin flames, you know? So imagine the planet, like, getting an influx of that kind of true love, that kind of helping each other heal in a romantic context, right? I know it happens. There's been a handful of them here, a handful of them there. But for a Divine Feminine, and I consider myself a Divine Feminine, let's pioneer this. That sounds like a really good idea. It sounds like let's do what's never been done before. And with the Divine Masculine Healer archetype, I find that could be extremely helpful in this situation, considering the contract is help each other heal. The shadow attribute, I think we know what a shadow healer is, though. Taking advantage of those who need help. And here's the real dark one that a lot of healers have: failing to care for oneself. And in this time, self-care is finally a topic you can talk about without having to be, oh, you're so self-centered. Well, healer, heal thyself. That's not new. The light attribute, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. I am a healer, so I can tell you right now, I can relate to both of these. I mean, a pioneer to an extent. I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel, right? I'm often going off on my own to blaze pathways. Plenty of people behind me going, I don't know what he's bitching about. Meanwhile, we're hacking through the jungle with a machete. But I really kind of relate more to the healer myself, because that's lifelong. I've always been a healer, even as a little kid. And wait till my autobiography comes out someday. You'll see that I was born to heal women, mothers in particular. So, like I said, we've got 17 cards down. We've only got the first 2. We're going to take 5 in the element spread from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the Divine Feminine, for the Divine Masculine. We will do the same with the Mythic Tarot. So this way we're, you know, when we, like, if they get, like, the same cards, then we'll know. We'll know that that would be really hard to do with only one deck. It's like a pyrotechnic. It's kind of fun. Breathe. As I call upon my goddesses, the divine yin, half of the universal energy, the collective of all the goddesses, please, top 5 cards, element spread for this divine feminine pioneer in this Leo collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, soulmate contract, for April, May 2020. That was very fast. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Let's see what we've got. Element of fire. What does she desire? Now, keep in mind, I'm saying he and she to keep it straight in my head. It's not about gender, right? What does she want? Well, she wants 6 of Cups. She wants emotional balance and compassion. Compassion for herself, compassion for another. And the compassion that she gives, she wants that reciprocated, right? Like the ebb and flow of the ocean at the shoreline, right? It's like it's like the breath. Right? She wants that love, that compassion, that care to be balanced. So for a pioneer, I was expecting this more from the healer, this kind of card, but wants that equanimity, wants that mutuality in terms of feelings and emotions being shared. Keep in mind, for me, how I define compassion is the understanding that everybody is doing the very best that they can, depending on how much psychic pain they're in. And I don't mean like psychic woo-woo pain. I mean pain of the psyche, soul pain, emotional baggage, physical pain, just pain in general, as well as their level of consciousness, their level of education, that everybody's doing the best that they can with all of that figured in. So that's really the foundation of forgiveness for me, is understanding, though don't rush to forgive, do your best, take your time, don't push it, because then it's not organic. But there is that thing of saying, look, we're all in this together, there's one unified field, but in terms of compassion, let's try and balance that out emotionally. You could say that's an equal emotional give and take is what the pioneer wants, and that might be brand new for her, right? What has she got? The element of earth to help her get that. Well, looking at the 4 of Flames, so there is a conflict. Literally, the name of the card is conflict. Now, I know in the Rider-Waite deck, the 4 of Wands, which is the correlate to the 4 of Flames in this deck, is, the 1111 card, a wedding. Well, here, this is a little bit different. This is 2 archers pointing the arrows at each other, but with one dragon fueling the flame, right? It's not 2 dragons, it's just one. But it can absolutely be an interior conflict. Perhaps this is a conflict with someone else. Maybe this divine masculine healer we'll see about that as we go. But to understand that the conflict that she is in terms of a pioneer, it might be that conflict of wanting so much to move on, but at the same time, feeling the opportunity to do something that's never been done before, where she is, or who she's with, or maybe someone new has come into her life. Though I understand meeting people face to face is a little tricky right now. The past could be conflicting with the present in terms of what it might hold for the future in light or shadow. You get what I'm saying. What's she thinking? What's her element of air? Well, another 6. The 6 of Pentacles. Now, I call this card, well, it's called Success. It's literally written on the bottom of the card. But I call this Success under handicap, right? So she's thinking about, how do I stay balanced? How do I move forward? Like, particularly as a pioneer, it's like, how do I move forward with this conflict that I'm dealing with? How do I move forward into a new relationship? Even if it is a soulmate relationship, how will I know if he's thinking of me? Sorry, I just whitneyed you. You get what I'm saying? It's like, so it's on her mind. She's like, okay, I'm dragging some psychic weight. Who isn't? I want to keep my balance here. She's thinking about keeping her balance, and she doesn't want to dive headlong into something like a pioneer might. But particularly if there is emotional wounding, which I think would be indicated by this desire for compassion, to understand, look, divine masculine healer, I want to help you heal, you're going to help me heal, but understand, I've been around the block, I've got some pain, and if you'll work with me, we'll see. So there's something very tentative going on here with this pioneer, because a wise pioneer just doesn't jump into it, right? Do your research, said the Virgo to the Leo. Yeah. So what is she feeling, considering we've got such a preponderance of that compassion going on there that she wants? That would indicate something going on emotionally. And interestingly enough, she has got the Capricorn card, Pessoa, the Buffalo Woman. Now, this is a court card. Obviously, it's got a zodiacal connotation to it written right on the card. So as I tune to this, this is somebody emotionally who has climbed the mountain, who has been to hell and back, who has dealt with limitations, but who is stronger as a result of it. Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, so it probably has strong emotional boundaries. But the thing about boundaries are that I don't think people understand is that they grow and evolve as we do. Don't talk to strangers is a brilliant boundary for a 4-year-old. It's a horrifying boundary for a 44-year-old, because how are you going to even order pizza, right? Been ordering a lot of pizza lately. Thank you, DoorDash. Even though I cook. So there is perhaps some school of hard knocks going on here, some emotional boundaries in place, but is willing to slow and steady wins the race, which to me is sort of like the key phrase of Capricorns. And I love Capricorns. They can be a little Eeyore here and there. Oh, poo. They can be a little womp womp, a little Debbie Downer, but that's because they want to be sure-footed. Not even a mountain goat runs up a mountain. So considering that we've got a pioneer here, that might very well be part of this conflict of this new relationship beginning to show up in her energy field in some way, shape, or form. But still carrying perhaps some past pain, having her guard up, having her dukes up. It does make sense. Let's see what the point of view of the soul is with the card of Spirit. Temperance. Good. Temperance. Like, you ever hear that phrase, of course, have I lost my temper? People think temper means anger. And I get it. That's what we think it means. But temper means to balance, right? Means to discipline, to hold in, to temper something. Like if you are making a souffle, right? Dealing with eggs. If you don't do them the right way, you get scrambled eggs, right? You want to temper it. Same thing with chocolate, right? There are just certain cooking processes where you want to gently heat up an ingredient so it doesn't, in the case of eggs, curdle or become scrambled eggs, right? Oh, that's particularly for hollandaise, right? Which I've never made hollandaise outside of a mix. Thank you very much. I'm not that good. But you sort of get the vibe there. So it's something that's done slowly. It takes discipline and it's gradual. So the point of view of the soul is very Capricorn, interestingly enough. Slow and steady wins the race, honey. You don't got to marry the person. Just take it as it goes and heal. Bring yourself into emotional balance, the element of water here, and balance it with your desire, which does say that there's probably a very strong attraction to these two once they meet. Not so sure they've met yet. Or perhaps they have danced together before and it didn't work out well because it wasn't the right time. There are a lot of soulmates that go that way. That, you come together and then you go apart. You come together and you go apart. You come together and you go apart until finally you've both reached that place. Again, like tempering, right? Takes time for soulmates to develop. So I'm liking this very much for her, and I could see her wanting to do something that's never been done before, not just personally, but perhaps in the relationship strata on planet Earth in general. Let's find out what's going on with this divine masculine healer, shall we? Nice deep breath. Just as I did with the goddesses, I now ask my gods, please, the divine yang, my collective of my gods, please. Element spread, top 5 cards. for this divine masculine healer archetype in this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract for April, May 2020. Please, my gods. Fire, what does he want? Earth, what does he have? Air, what does he think? Water, what does he feel? Spirit, what is the point of view or the voice of his soul? Thank you, my gods, for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract, April, May 2020. What's his element of fire? The Nine of Swords, okay? What he wants is to stop being obsessed about all of this, about all the thinking, about all the details, about all the everything. Now, Nine of Swords, if you refer to the Rider-Waite, here, I'll give you my impression of the Nine of Swords. Ready? Right? To the point where the overthinking isn't just happening. Well, overthinking to me is the 8, right? That's bound to the swords. You can't stop thinking about it. This is where it actually even goes not just into your conscious mind, but it's in your subconscious mind. It's like being haunted by a thought, right? To me, it's like when I can't remember the name of an actor who played a role in a movie, and it just bothers me until I can get a hold of my phone and ask. I don't want to say it. My phone will say it back to me, but I will ask Google. Yeah, it didn't turn on good. Doesn't spell. Yeah, who played this and that, right? Except this is on a much greater scale, if it's in the element of fire, that they want resolution. They want resolution. They want this mystery to be over. They want that missing piece of information that takes them from the 9 to the 10 so they can resolve things within themselves. So there might even be some psychological pain going on here, some psychic pain. So healer, heal thyself in one way for sure, and that's just ongoing for every healer I know. Otherwise, they really are the shadow healer, right? Failing to care for oneself. There's nothing kind of worse than the unhealed healer. But keeping that in mind too, I do get that this one takes a lot of responsibility for themselves in that sense, but really does not ask for help, is always trying to heal themselves too. So there might be a bit of looping going on there mentally that they really, they need some clarity and some resolution there. I mean, there is a place where, it's like giving ourselves the love that only we can give ourselves. That's becoming the mate of your own soul. But then to let someone else in takes immense vulnerability, right? So same thing with healing. There's only so much healing we can do for ourselves. Like, as much as I love doing yoga, I just really can't crack my own neck in a healthy way, right? I need someone to help me with that. So maybe there's a missing piece that this healer archetype has been looking for that the Divine Feminine may have. What has he got, his element of earth, to help him get that? The Emperor, right? The Emperor is the amalgamation of the 4 kings in the suit. So the King of Wands, the King of Swords, the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and here it's Zeus. So looking at his ability to lead, to be a divine masculine in its most positive form. Now he's already got that to an extent, but also, though he's got the whole world in his hand, I don't know if you can see it, he's got the globe in his hand, he's got the whole world in his hand, that he's also got lightning there. Now the thing about Zeus and lightning is that he can make a decision that will change everybody's life like that. So immensely powerful here, this healer, hopefully in their healing power, but also in his power of decision is what I'm getting here. Almost like everything hinges on what he's going to do. Might even have a touch of the Messiah complex thing going on, where I'm the only one who can heal this. I'm the only one who can save this. But obviously, if he's wanting that 9 of Swords to be resolved, that he's probably stuck in a little bit of a loop that way. Yeah. So to be able to delegate power. And of course, the Emperor has, that thing about creating systems. Right? Different than the Hierophant in terms of systems of learning and spiritual practice, things like that, commitment. More like systems of government, systems of step by step. First I'll do this, and then I'll do that, and then I'll do that. How kings in particular set boundaries, emperors do it on a much larger level for their own lives, and certainly can be a supportive as well as a destructive force. What I'm getting here, that with this healer archetype, he may take on much more than he can chew. Not unheard of, really. Either one of these could fit the Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus side archetype rather clearly. Let's see what's on his mind. What's going on the mental field, the element of air? Well, the Five of Swords, so he is in a bit of a quandary, right? The fives are all about numbers of change, so there's an aspect of perhaps some mental challenges going on here, a puzzlement. Little Yule Brenner for you right there, blessed Yule. So while she's dealing with the Four of Flames in terms of conflict in her life, in the physical, in the element of earth, here he's really got this tricky internal mind battle going on, and then that would certainly make sense that he wants the culmination of this, he wants the resolution of this, he wants to have a healthier mind about this. But you know, considering where we are on the planet right now, so much is unknown, right? So much is mysterious, that for us to hold on to, for instance, the grace of humility, to know that we don't not know. Grant me the grace of humility to know that I do not know what's going to happen next, but I'm willing to be shown and I'm willing to be learned. That's a very innocent place to be, but not one that is particularly championed all that much in this world, because it's called uncertainty. Nobody likes being uncertain. And if we can make a friend of uncertainty, it becomes very healing. We relax, and then spirit can do what it's got to do, both within us as well as around us. It's going to be like this. Which this is kind of what this feels like. It's like I want to resolve this. I want to get this off my mind, and we see why in that mental conflict. Well, it feels like they've both got that to an extent, although she's really looking for the balance of it all. He just wants the resolution, the information. Very divine masculine. What's going on emotionally? The element of water. Well, here we've got the Nine of Cups. So keep in mind, we've got the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups, and considering one is air and one is water, evaporate water, you get air, condense air, you get water. Very different cards here. Here we've got Eros and Psyche getting the blessing of Aphrodite for them to marry. They were already married, by the way, read the myth. But here it really is that acceptance. It's yay, we're going to be together. We're not just the Two of Cups. We've got the Nine of Cups. One more, we will be both gods. That's what's in the card of the 10, where she, Psyche, is elevated to the status of a goddess. So this is really something that is affecting his, oh, I get it, okay. So it feels like this healer is like, well, why can't I have a healthy relationship? Right? That's what's on his heart. I do feel like if these two know each other, they have probably danced before. They might have moved out of each other's energy field for a little bit, gone their separate ways, what have you. Considering she's got this slow and steady wins the race in the emotional thing, he's got the Nine of Cups here, that there is a very strong attraction there. Keeping in mind that the Nine of Cups is often called the wish fulfillment card, that this is a fulfillment of his wish, and it is in his emotional field, and he kind of wishes it for more than anything, but he can't understand why. It's like, but I did everything I was supposed to do. I even did a vision board. I don't get it. Well, how come I'm not there yet, right? It can be tricky, and yet has to sort of rely upon his own divine masculine power here to endure this, make his way through it, and kind of create his own resolution. He might even have to take action towards this divine feminine who is like, baby, slow and steady wins the race, the Temperance card with the Capricorn. He might be in a situation where moving forward and making the overture might be very daunting. It's a good word, isn't it? Daunting, isn't it? What's going on? The voice of his soul. What's going on? The Spirit card. The soul says, will you just do it? Here's the extra cup. It's going to move you from the 9 to the 10. This could be a true love situation. I mean, it's a soulmate, you'd think, right? At this point, we need as much true love on the planet as possible just to heal ourselves, let alone the quanta, but as one heart heals, all heart heals a little bit, right? So this is Aphrodite really giving her blessing, but saying, here's a brand new opportunity. He is getting a brand new opportunity, says the voice of the soul, to love again. You know, I wonder if the healing mantra deck, that'll be the last card down, one of the healing mantra decks, the one for healing heartbreak is, my heart will love again. So it does feel like he's going to be given that he is being given that Ace of Cups, a new opportunity, but maybe he is in a tricky, sticky situation. Maybe he's already in a toxic relationship, doesn't want to get into another one, but wants to get the hell out of the one he's in. Very possible. That would explain this Five of Swords, particularly if he is, what are the words I'm looking for that I'm trying not to say? Sequestered in his own domain. Yeah, I'm trying to watch it so I don't get flagged. Yeah. Interesting couple here. I feel like they haven't met, or if they have met, they are separated from each other. They're not in the same place, not with this kind of vibe going on, not for a soulmate contract. It's just so funny since all of this happened, how drastically the relationship rates have changed. Just like, is anybody with where they're supposed to be? I believe that is so, but those people are probably not looking for readings on YouTube. Just saying. So let's move on. We've got 5 more cards that'll hit the table, 2 of which will be the Healing with the Angels Oracle. Who are the angels working with each of them individually? That, of course, as they integrate the angelic healing energies into their own life, they will be helping the other one heal. So it doesn't matter which 2 cards come down, they both benefit, either directly or indirectly. Shall we? Breathe. Here you are, my angels. Such a different vibe. Hi. Hello, my beloved angels. 2 cards, please. One for the Divine Feminine Pioneer and one for the Divine Masculine Healer. In this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, soulmate contract. Doesn't that sound delicious, delightful, delicious, lovely? For April, May 2020, please, my angels. Oh, I almost felt that one. Send it around again if that's the one. Please, one for the Divine Feminine Pioneer. Nope, that's 2. Please, one for the Divine Feminine Pioneer. That's the one. And one for the Divine Masculine Healer. Now, I felt that one straight out. That one was just poking me. It was just a poking me. Well, she's got the card of friendship, okay? So that is how she is going to slow and steady wins the race. This is how she is going to temper it. Let's not sleep with each other right away this time around if we had done that before. Let's really be friends. Let's hold hands. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. Let me be friendly to myself by not pushing myself too hard on this, considering the entire fucking world has changed. Yeah, let's not overwhelm me. I'm a pioneer. I'm willing to do this, but that doesn't mean I have to rush into it. And really, a pioneer usually does their research, right? Like, you want to kind of know if nobody's been there before. Well, what are the creatures indigenous to the area usually, right? Don't dive in. And what has he got? He's got celebration. I feel so strong that this dude, again, need not be a guy, this Divine Masculine Healer, working with the Angel of Celebration, because there's a full moon in this card, I always see it this way, that he's really reached the apex of something and really should be celebrating not just this soulmate contract coming into being with that 9 of Cups followed by the 1 making the 10 of Cups, but that all of this has been part of his hero's journey of healing, and that there is something worth celebrating here. Now, to give thanks for hardship, well, one thing I can say for sure is it negates martyrism, right? If you're martyring, or you just say, you know what, somehow there's a gift. Thank you for the gift in this. I don't even know what it is, but I'm willing, right? What is the gift? Well, the gift is this is making him stronger. This is teaching him how to heal in a whole different way, heal himself. And if he can get that he is turning into the Emperor as a result of this, he can have an Empress, even though the card's not in there, but one that is friendly to him, one that wants what he wants for him, but is willing to pioneer and do new things, not just stay at home, right? Because Leos, you know, Y'all be active. You're fixed fire, but you do like to get out. You do like to turn a pretty angle every now and again out in the world. You're so yang. Let's get 2 more cards here. From the Whispers of Love Oracle, truly a favorite of mine. Sometimes comes right out and says, do this, right? But these will be the voices of the higher selves. So let's ask the higher selves, 5th dimensional and above, if they have a whisper of love, which also sort of rhymes. Nice deep breath. The higher selves of all involved, please. 2 cards, one for the Divine Feminine Pioneer, one for the Divine Masculine Healer in this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual contract, soulmate contract for April, May 2020, please. 1 first for the Divine Feminine, ladies first, that's hers, and 1 for the Divine Masculine. There we go. What's she got? Listen with your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. Well, I mean, that does make sense. She's got her dukes up. She's in this place of conflict. She might be filtering everything through what has happened in the past, either with others or with this Divine Masculine, if this is a rerun, a return. So to listen what's being said, but to listen with that compassion. Oh, there we go, right? To listen compassionately, to listen to the pain behind the words, to listen intuitively, not just waiting for them to shut up so that you can talk, right? To listen with your heart. You're listening to what is being said, but you need to listen with a loving heart. Give this guy a chance. Divine Feminine is what this is saying. The Divine Masculine, be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. And I do get that he is not in a great place, particularly with that preponderance of swords in the spread, but really balanced with those cups in a lovely way. With the Emperor, it feels like this healer has to heal himself in order to get what he wants. And really, that shadow side of it, failing to care for oneself, right? Maybe has been taking care of the finances and the family and the friends, and maybe being a little bit of a martyr there with that card of celebration saying, I'm done with this, I can't do this anymore, I'm burning out, and I'm not with who I want to be with, or I'm not where I really want to be, where my soul is calling me. So to be in the present moment, but yet dream of the future, isn't saying to not be in the present moment, that is be in the present moment, but to say, yes, where I am now, I must be in order to get to where my soul is taking me. It's sort of like a caterpillar wanting to be a butterfly without going into the cocoon. It just doesn't work that way. That's not how any of this works, all right? Be in the present, dream of the future. Because sooner or later, we all have wings, but some of us don't know why. I was standing, you were there, 2 worlds collided. Oh, I miss him, Michael Hutchins. Oh well. Bygones. Let's get you the last card on the table, the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. One side of the card is the name of the mantra, the other the mantra itself. It doesn't matter who's watching this, the Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine, which you probably have a good idea which one you are by now. Whoever works this mantra not only will help themselves heal, but will help the other one heal. That's what I like about this last card down. It's kind of cool. All right, nice deep breath. We're going to ask the Ascended Masters, and not just any Ascended Masters, the Ascended Masters of Soulmate contracts. In other words, they are the ones that look over the contracts, that help draft them, that explain them to the soul before they go in, so that you know what you're getting into. Shall we? My Ascended Masters of Soulmate contracts, please. What is the perfect healing mantra? Just one, please. For this overall Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic, satisfying soulmate contract for April, May 2020. Now keep in mind, I don't feel like these two are together, whether they know each other or not. I mean, they might have been in the same place, or if they were together, feels like something didn't go well, and that's probably what this Nine of Swords thing is. Either that or he's trapped in something that he can't get out of and very much wants to be with this person. Honoring adversity. He said, looking down and peeking at the card, honoring adversity. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete, which is so cryptic, but think about it, right? It's like if you can't find a path and then there's a fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. That they kind of both have to kind of get through what they're going through right now, as do we all, really, if you think about it. It's very holographic, these readings this time around. I'll read it from the book, but it does make sense. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. Honoring adversity. Let me look this up in the bookie book, as I usually do, except when I do card draws on the live streams. It takes up too much time. But that's why I highly recommend the book. And by the way, I'm not getting any money from Hay House or Matt Conn for doing this, because I really dig his work and I love these cards. Honoring adversity. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. When adversity is honored, which is hard enough to do, life is appreciated as oscillating cycles of deterioration and renewal. Right? All that rises falls, all that falls rises. Deterioration is the natural process of new things becoming old, while renewal is the process of old things becoming new. And everything old is new again. Sorry, I just had a Roy Schneider moment. As you learn to honor these two interconnected processes, just as naturally as the changing of seasons, you are able to embrace adversity. It's not a punishment, but a gift of renewal birthed out of the ashes of erosion. I have a feeling these two have been together. I have a feeling that this is a redo. Sorry, I thought my kitty was trying to get out the front door. I have a feeling like they went through something, that it was hot and heavy and then went opposite directions, or that's happened individually or is happening individually, that fire creating a new path of direction. It is not a punishment, but a gift of renewal birthed out of the ashes of erosion. This mantra is ideal for processing unforeseen changes. Oh, can we please tattoo this on the inside of our eyelids for the next year? Overcoming superstitious beliefs. Oh, the spiritual superstitions are ridiculous. Oh no, my vibration must have been low. And surrendering the ego. Very, very cool. Honoring adversity. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. Let me pop up the larger picture, which if you're new to this, I actually take a picture of it and I edit it in. That's why I use the editing software, so I could do this. And we'll see what else presents itself, shall we? Nice deep breath. Magic lap. Because we've got the divine feminine. Pioneer archetype in the shadow. Compulsive need to keep moving on, the light attribute. Passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. And that is very exciting, but that thing of wanting to keep moving on, keep moving on, keep moving on is definitely a problem if this is somebody coming back into their lives as a soulmate contract. And it would make sense then what she wants is that Six of Cups, in her position of fire, that compassion, that back and forth, that give and take, the ebb and flow of emotion here in terms of love and understanding. And right next to that, by the way, is the listen with your heart thing. So she really does need to hear him out because what she's got right now is conflict. I don't know that if she knows this guy that she can trust him, to be completely honest, or that she can trust herself. So this is going to definitely take some time because on her mind, she wants success. Success under handicap. She wants to cross the finish line. She does want to be with somebody. She does want her soulmate, even if those are not the words that she's using. but it's on her mind a lot, like how she has been dealing with dealing with life, trying to move forward under handicap in some way, shape, or form, considering the conflict that she's got in the physical card there, the position of Earth. And then we have another Earth card here in the emotional, the position of water. That Capricorn slow and steady wins the race, where it feels like maybe she has been forced to slow down like everybody else on planet Earth at the moment, but that's really impacting her emotionally, particularly, with the shadow attribute, if she has a compulsion to keep moving on and she can't. Wow. But what's the message of the soul there is temperance, to take it slow, to be disciplined, to balance the fire of desire with the water of emotion, to be stronger, to be bolder, to be stable, but to be balanced, right? To be disciplined in that, to not rush ahead, because even the angels are talking about friendship here, and I feel the dual meaning there. Yes, to start with friendship here, to really listen to this divine masculine healer if they have met before and it didn't go well, or even if it's brand new, they've never met before, to really be friendly, to treat each other in a friendly way as one aspect of it, but the other to be friendly with herself, to not push too hard to make it happen, or to run away from it out of fear. And so then to listen with your heart, the whisper of love from the higher self. You're listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. Maybe that's even listening to her own soul. Should it be saying, no, this is a soulmate contract, you have to kind of see where this one goes, give it a shot. Can she listen to that with her heart? Jumping over to the divine masculine healer archetype, we've got the shadow attribute, taking advantage of those who need help. What a frickin' nightmare. Failing to care for oneself. I'm feeling that's the one that this one might be a little bit of a martyr. This divine masculine healer may very much want to heal, but heal everybody else, but leaves himself out of the picture, and therefore feels a little cheated, a little burned out. With the light attribute, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing, particularly his own. You know, a lot of people don't know they have the healer archetype until they hit a crisis, and that's what's called a healing crisis, which the world is in right now. So we're all learning how to heal in a whole new and different way. And this would make sense with what he has in the element of fire with the Nine of Swords. He wants the resolution of all these thoughts. He's overthought this. He's gone over it every single way, and it's just still torturing him. So nobody wants, since we've got the healer archetype here, that's got to be what he wants resolved. But he has to look at his own leadership ability, his own ability to make his own rules and regulations, to abide and obey, and to change them as necessary, with the card of the Emperor there in his Earth position, which this guy is an emperor. He has the ability to rule and can change direction with a lightning bolt and affect other people's lives. But can he do that wisely? Well, it's been on his mind with that Five of Swords. Yes, things have changed for sure, but on his mind is the fighting and the conflict and all that would ensue with these changes going on, which leads me to think this person is ensconced, or enmeshed is probably a better word, with something that's not too healthy, having trouble extricating himself. But with that Nine of Cups there in his heart, God, it's his wish, it's his heart's desires, the wish fulfillment card, the Nine of Cups, to really manifest that happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic contract. And as a healer, I could understand doing all of this work, healing all of these people, and feeling like if I could just have that, I could heal at a whole other level. But fear not if you are the divine masculine healer in this contract, because Aphrodite, the voice of the soul, the Ace of Cups, is offering the new opportunity with that Ace of Cups to make that 9 a 10, which is the marriage and full recognition of Eros and Psyche, where Psyche is elevated from mortal into immortal, a goddess. And what's from his higher self, be in the present and dream of the future. That Divine Masculine Healer, heal what you can. Heal what's in front of you. Heal what's rising. Love what rises. Thank you, Matt Kahn. Within you. Heal what rises within you in the present, but dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. So do not give up your dream, your wish. That 9 of Cups, do not give up on that. It's just a matter of healing and time. And this last card down, honoring adversity. So they are both dealing with adversity. It makes sense for where we all are in the world, but I actually see it in their spreads here. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. And honestly, I don't think the burning is complete here. There's still transformation, element of fire. Things are being reduced to ash so that that renewed direction can be revealed to both of them. So it doesn't matter which one is using the mantra, it's going to help the other heal in this soulmate contract. And you know, I'm trying not to presume that all of these contracts that I've read so far, I mean, this is only number 5, I'm only up to Leo, that they're not together or they haven't met yet, but it does feel that way. And I know a lot of people are doing a lot of social interaction, you know, on social media platforms. It's a nice way of saying it. Swipe left, swipe right. I'm on Scruff myself, and Manhunt. So, you know, it can be a little weird, particularly if you've been through the ringer a few times, you know, and sometimes people come at you with real lechery, weird energy. I'm not feeling this is the case here. I'm actually feeling that there is something very delightful going on here, but they might have some of their own emotional baggage on her part, the pioneer, and in a tricky sticky for the Divine Masculine here for his part. So, may the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed in their soulmate contracts for April, May 2020, and may they be brought together under grace and in perfect ways, literally for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. Please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment below. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of April and May in your soulmate contracts, my darlings, my Leos, meow. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.